Welcome, welcome, welcome to the second episode of the Mind and Body Show with me, Darmin Husic. Now, I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for being back here again. We're just going to go roll straight into it, but I just want to say here, and I didn't mention it in the initial episode, that I am not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist of any kind. Everything that I discuss here when it comes to mental health, and even when it comes to physical health, is all just based on my personal experience, things that have helped me through, especially when it comes to mental health, things like depression, anxiety, dealing with death, loved ones passing away and stuff like that. All this is just based on my own experience, things that have helped me move forward in my life and better myself. Now, it's up to you what you do. There's definitely people out there that need to go to a therapist, that need to definitely go out there and get medicine. But what I say here, just want to strictly let everybody know that I am not a therapist of any kind. All I am is somebody that has personal experience with things that have helped me, and these things have also helped many people out there sometimes over thousands of years, especially things like meditation. So all that is just based on my personal experience. It's up to you what you are willing to do and where you are in your life with certain things. That being said, let's roll into the first question. First question is from user TF Maddie. She says, touching hands. I've noticed that I have a habit of wanting to grab or touch people's hands when I'm talking to them. I don't do this with everybody, just people I know. Does anyone else do this? What does this mean? TF Maddie, great question. It's very unique. Seems to be something that's pretty unique to you. Our hands are a very important part. They're a very sensitive part of our body. It's how we feel the world around us. And I talked about this in in one of my body language videos. I think I mentioned it in the one on hands, the body language of hands, but I've definitely mentioned it elsewhere as well. It's a very sensitive part of our body. It's how we touch and feel things. It's how we make sense of the world around us. It's also how we feel connected to other people. There's a reason why people who are in a relationship or loved ones will touch one another. We hug, we hold hands. When we meet somebody for the first time, and when we've agreed upon some sort of negotiation, agreed upon something, we shake hands. There's something deep about touching someone else that's kind of built into us being humans. So what you do is by no means weird. It's normal to want to touch. Now the fact that you want to touch, it sounds like just about everybody who you're talking to, or at least people that are close to you. This may come from something in your background. Maybe growing up, your family was very big on touching. Maybe that's how they showed affection. So maybe it could be something that comes from you as a child, and something that you've gotten used to, and something that you've associated with connecting with other people. So it could be coming from that. That said, it's not a big deal. It's not a problem. Obviously, touching strangers is a little iffy, but doing it with people that you care about, giving a little bit of a touch on a shoulder or hand or something just shows connection, and the other person will notice it as well. But that being said, obviously don't overdo it, because some people, are a little off-put sometimes with touch. They don't like to be touched, or just don't like to be touched to that extent. They also might have issues, in their past that's causing them to feel that way. So just be, mindful of other people. But again, it's normal. There's a reason why we humans, all touch and feel with our hands. They're a very important part of our bodies. Second question comes from user Eustoma01. How do you effectively build new habits at the age of 30? Basically, title. I feel like I'm literally the worst person on the planet, and I don't know how to change. Any type of new habit I try to pick up sometimes just makes me really angry, and I get so unmotivated to do anything. Even something as simple as waking up at 7 a.m. in the morning is so hard. Making my bed. I just feel like there's so much in my life that makes me so unhappy that I can't help but focus on only on those things and lash out at the people around me for it, despite partly knowing that I am responsible for my own happiness. I'm ashamed and bitter, but part of me wants to just live life the easy way and not have to change. Please help. I want to say, Eustoma01, great question. Listen, keep going. The first step towards fixing an issue is realizing that you have an issue. First, step to solving a problem is realizing the problem is there, and then now we can figure out what we need to do to fix it. So great, good for you. Start slow. You're 30, you seem to be pretty unmotivated about life. I've definitely been there. Man, there's so many things that kind of moved me to get me to be motivated. I would say one of the main things that got me to be so motivated is, having 4 family members pass away in less than 2 years. Now, I don't wish that, on you or anybody else, and by no means is that a prerequisite to being motivated and getting out there and getting things done. It's good to associate yourself with motivated people. If you have people in your life that are doing things, many different things, try to spend more time with them. We tend to be the average of the 5 people that we hang out with, that we spend most of our time with. That's a quote by Jim Rohn. So if you're spending time with people who aren't motivated, who are just sitting around and kind of just living the couch potato lifestyle, you're going to be affected by that, and you're going to essentially start to take that on. So one, I would say, start building relationships and friendships with people who are motivated and who are getting things done. Another thing, watch other people like on YouTube, or follow people on social media and stuff like that. You're clearly on Reddit. Follow people who are getting things done. That'll help bring motivation into your life. That said, when it comes to waking up at 7 in the morning or making your bed, start small. Start super, super small. Don't take on 100 different things. I'm going to start waking up at 7. I'm going to start making my bed. I'm going to start working out, meditating, all this stuff, eating right, blah, 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 right off the bat. It's not going to last, at least not in my case. And really, if you look at most people, it doesn't last. We're coming up on the new year now. What's going to happen is that it's that new year excitement. People are like, all right, this is it. No more. I'm changing my life. Everything's going to be different now. Gym memberships go up, gym attendance skyrockets through the roof. What happens by February, March? People aren't any longer going to the gym. Most people are back to their old ways within just a couple of weeks, if that. Because they take on too much too fast. The body doesn't like change, doesn't like drastic change. We like to stay in homeostasis, even with pretty much how we've been. But you can make change, but it has to be gradual. So take it one step at a time. If you want to start waking up at 7, start waking up. If you can't do it necessarily every day, just be like, all right, maybe twice a week, or maybe just on the weekends I'll wake up at, or you probably need to during the week, but set like a day or 2 out of the week, I have to wake up at 7, and make yourself do that. Or you could start even smaller if that's really that difficult. Make your bed at least once a week, at least twice a week, and then build from there. Eventually, you're doing it every single day. I used to be the same way in regards to this. I hated making my bed. Now I make it every single day, without question. It's just what I do. So take it slow, take it small. Drastic changes, they don't last. But if you do something slowly, you start to get used to it, and then you begin to take that on much easier, and it lasts much longer. And then you can build on top of it by slowly growing. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? That old saying. You got to build it brick by brick, one step at a time. So take it easy. And the last thing I will say is change your mindset. Start telling yourself, this is just what I do. I make my bed in the morning. This is just what I do. I wake up at 7. What I do is I wake up at 4:30. That's just what I do. What I do is I just meditate every single day. What I do is I just work out at least 3 times a week, plus train Muay Thai 1 to 2 a week, 1 time to 2 times per week. It's just what I do, without question. What I do is I just eat healthy. Every now and then I'll give myself a cheat day, but it's just what I do. I've changed my mindset. This is who I am as a person now. That's a really, really big part of it. So start, reminding yourself of this every day. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it, You start to go into like where you start your day reading certain things of like, I'm this, I want to be that, and try to motivate yourself. But ultimately, focus on changing your mind. Start really, really small, super small, and associate yourself with people who are also doing big things. And if you don't know anybody, start following people on social media. They're motivated and getting things done. It'll help at least spark some motivation into your life. And the last question comes from user unfair_4. Struggling to do one pull-up. Help! I have very low back pull strength. How do I build that and get stronger? My weight is not that heavy, around 178, assuming pounds, and I'm 6 feet tall. I can be able to do push-ups now, but that too with difficulty. How do I progress? And usually, how long does it take to be able to do pull-ups? Any help, much appreciated. User unfair_4. Hey, listen, we all start somewhere, so good for you for getting out there and seeking help to make your goals a reality. And you will get there. Just keep at it. If you can't do a pull-up yet, there's a couple different things you could do. One, you can do negative pull-ups. Go up to a pull-up bar, grab it. Hopefully it's not one that's like too far up. One that where you at least like you're standing on the ground and you can grab it and jump up to the top of it. And then slowly, ever so slowly, as slow as you can, let yourself all the way down. And at first, if you really don't have that much strength, it might be like a pretty quick thing. But manage it. Go as slow as possible as you can. I would personally recommend doing no more than 8 to 10 reps per set. No more than that. Depending on how many sets you do, I generally do 3. Some people do 4. Don't do any more than 8 to 10. That would be my personal recommendation. So negative slow pull-ups. That'll help to start building some of that strength. Another thing that you can do, there's 2 ways, mind you, to build muscle. 2 main ways to build muscle. One is either progressive overload, where you're adding more and more weight over time, or 2 is time under tension. Literally, like, for example, wall sits. So just increasing the amount of time that you sit, like do the wall sit, will actually get your legs stronger. I've actually have some pretty incredible personal experience with this that I've noticed. It's kind of really been shocking, but literally just time under tension. So one thing that you can do is a pull-up hold. Grab onto the bar, jump up, and just hold it as long as you can. I would, again, recommend start with maybe 5-10 seconds if your strength isn't quite there. Try to hold it 5-10 seconds and then let go. That's it. Just 1 set per round. Again, if you do 3-4 sets, just keep that time. Next week, bump it up maybe 7 seconds, and then maybe 9 seconds. Maybe you could go up by 2-3 seconds, 5 seconds, doesn't matter. Keep extending that time. It's just a pull-up hold. You're just holding. What that's going to do is that's going to contract all of these muscles that you're going to need to do pull-ups, to need the strength to do pull-ups, and they're going to start to build and start to strengthen and start to grow. The third thing that you can do is called Australian pull-ups. Now, it's kind of difficult for me to show you here with this, but what it is a very low bar. Find a low bar and grab onto it with your legs extended out, and then just kind of pull out. So it's kind of like your arms and your body are at a 90-degree angle, and you're grabbing onto this bar, and your legs are extended out onto the ground, and then you're just going up like this. You're just going up to your chest. That's one way. You can look them up. That's one way to do pull-ups. That's easier to do than a regular pull-up. So Australian pull-ups. Look into it. Keep at it. Congrats to you for wanting to get fit, to get out there and get healthy and improve your life. So congrats to you. Keep at it. One day you'll be doing muscle-ups. Just keep going. And last but not least, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the second episode. Again, I really enjoy doing these and hope that you do as well, and hope that you get something out of it. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all new videos. this show included and my regular videos where I like to go deep into certain topics. That said, just as always, improve your body, improve your mind, improve the world.